So we're going to start to rebuild this transfer case, and we're going to start with these parts here. So the first thing that you need to do is put your seals in, and you start with a paper gasket. So that goes in, and then we use these double lip seals here, and we're going to put a little bit aviation gasket sealer on these, the edge. We don't want these to leak. You know, these Jeeps, they do leak, and I think it's mostly builder error. So we're going to put the aviation gasket on there. Sealer, sorry, aviation gasket sealer. And we got this going the right way. So we'll get that going. Oh, I should have got this ready before, but I didn't. But let's see, it's too small. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pound this thing in. We're looking for something that's big enough to go in there. Let's get this going. So that's there. I think that needs to go a little further. So let's use something that'll fit in there, but still protect everything we need. So I'm using a big socket now. What we're doing is we're listening for the tone change. There it is. I think I heard it. Just make sure. Yeah, we definitely heard that. So that one's in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these little seals here, and these are going to go into these two holes here. And they got a little spring. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little spring that's in there. And what we want to do is pack that full of grease so that that spring won't fall out. So we're going to get a little grease here, and we're going to pack that thing full. And what that'll do is it'll just hold the spring in there. So when we're gently whacking this thing into the hole, it will retain that spring. Now would be a good time to tell you about my YouTube channel, Huffy Turns a Wrench. And we've got rookie numbers when it comes to subscribers. So if you're watching this on my Facebook, I would really appreciate you going to my YouTube channel, Huffy Turns a Wrench, and subscribing, liking, ringing that bell, so that you can be notified of all my mediocre content, which I'm pretty proud of. We're putting the, we don't want this to leak, aviation sealer on here. And again, I didn't get this ready. That's going to go there. And we're going to find a bushing pusher seal thing that fits this. That one looks a little small. Let's go a little bit bigger. And then we can go smaller to get it to go in, but we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just gently pop this thing in. Okay, so that's there, and that definitely needs to go in beyond the housing. So again, we don't want this to slide, so there we go. So that looks like it's pretty much in. We're gonna make sure, because these are very You want to be ginger with those things. So let's do the next one. See if I can find it. Here it is. We're going to pack this full of grease. Because I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is a spring in there. We want to keep that spring in there. So what the grease does is it doesn't allow the shock of when we're pounding this thing in to push that spring and pop it out. That'd be a bad thing. So this is all we're going to do tonight. Once we get these seals in, we'll call it a night on this and we'll come back to it. Oh, almost lost it. It seems to get slickery when you put grease on. So now we're gonna put the aviation seal on it. This stuff, it's got a certain smell to it. It smells, I think it smells good. A lot of people think it stinks, but I like it. These have to go, the spring goes towards the oil. So all your seals, the springs go towards the oil. So we got that one with the spring going towards the oil. Now let's kind of push this thing in. You want these things to start straight. There we go. It's starting straight. Putting our bushing pusher on there. Is this the right one? No, it's not. So we're going to use this one. Gently put that on there and just gently persuade it to go in. And that's in. So we're good. We got these two done. So now the only other thing that we have to do is put the seal into this housing here. This is the bearing retainer. So we're going to do that. We got to find the paper gasket. Here it is. We're going to drop that in. Paper gasket goes in first. And then we find our seal, which is over here, our double lip seal. It even says this side in. So we're going to coat this with the aviation gasket sealer so we don't get leaks. And we don't have to put the grease on this one because it's a double lip seal, and so there's something that's actually protecting that spring from popping out, which is what we're trying to avoid with the grease. So I know it doesn't really make sense when you say you're putting grease on it and then you're trying to put the sealer on there to keep the oil and grease out, but trust me, it works. So we're gonna gently persuade this to go in. Okay, that's there. Now we're gonna use a slightly smaller one to go the rest of the way because it's got to be countersunk. Change sound, so we're done. We're in there. So we'll put our tools away. We're going to clean them up before we put them away. But there you go. That's how you put these seals in. We're building this transfer case, and we'll finish it up tomorrow. You have a great night.